So Metiria Turei has decided to withdraw as co-leader of the Green Party of Aotearoa, New Zealand. She will withdraw from our list of candidates and will retire at the election. I'd like to pay tribute to Metiria for all the work that she has done in her time as co-leader of New Zealand, for the battles that she has fought, for the sacrifices that she has made, and for the lives that she has changed. The Green Party thanks you. The people of New Zealand who care about social and environmental justice, thank you. And I thank you. When Metiria first told her life story as a solo mother on a welfare benefit, the life that she lived and the choices that she made, I was deeply moved. Because my mother was also a solo mother. So I felt very strongly that the Green Party should stand up and speak for parents and children living in poverty. It started a conversation that made people uncomfortable, including members of our own party and our own caucus. We have paid a heavy price for that, and Metiria has paid a particularly heavy price for that. And I would like to thank her for her bravery and for her sacrifice. I'd also like to say this to the supporters of the Green Party across New Zealand, the candidates, the volunteers, those who have honoured us by voting Green in previous elections. We need to be a strong and unified party that New Zealanders know can be trusted to help families, to clean up our rivers, and to stop climate change. That is what we have done for 18 years in Parliament, 15 of which Metiria herself has served in. Tonight I want to commit to uphold your trust and to demonstrate that the Green Party is here to fight for you and the things that you believe in. We will continue to bring vision and values to politics. We will continue to speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. We have a caucus of dedicated MPs and a list of diverse, qualified and talented candidates who will truly represent the people of Aotearoa, New Zealand. We will continue to fight the government and to change the government in September and to be the principled heart of the next progressive government of Aotearoa, New Zealand.
Why now?
Thank you. So I'll just take about 5 or 6 questions, please.
Why now, Metiria? Can you tell us?
So I've decided there's 2 reasons. The first is that the scrutiny of my family has become unbearable, frankly. They don't deserve the degree of scrutiny that they've suffered from, and I have a duty to them to protect them from that. That is my first duty, and always has been. The second reason is I do think that if I continue as co-leader, I will hinder the success of the kaupapa. And the kaupapa is to change this government and make sure the Greens are at the very heart of that new government. That is what I've been working for 15 years for as a Member of Parliament for the Greens. I will do anything that's necessary to bring that about. And I think that it's time for me to step aside because I'm hindering that process.
Is it about a disastrous poll result that's coming up?
No, actually it's not that bad, to be frank, Audrey. What it is about is that my family are being questioned. I think those questions are intrusive and unnecessary, and I've got a responsibility to them. But also, I am confident that if I step aside from the co-leadership, the Green Party will have the best possible chance of improving our vote and being part of the next government. That has been my purpose for staying in this job, and I will do anything I can to make that come about. It so happens, I believe, that stepping aside is the best way to make that happen.
Surely you must have expected that scrutiny, though, on your family.
Oh, no, not to that degree.
It was you that pointed to the fact that you ripped off the benefit system.
Not to the degree that they have suffered, and I think that it is now, for them and for myself, it's intolerable. I can deal with the political scrutiny. I've been doing that for a very long time now, but that scrutiny of family members and broader family members is just not acceptable.
What exactly are you talking about?
Sorry?
Will Kennedy, Graham
No.
and David Clinton come
No,
back?
they won't. No, they've lost the trust of the caucus and of the party, so they will be removed from the party list and will also be retiring at the election.
What will you do about the deputy leadership now,
James?
James? James, what will you do about the deputy
Vernon.
leadership?
Well, it's co-leadership.
Sorry.
That's all right.
So
Thank you, Audrey.
So the next co-leader will be elected at a general meeting of New Zealand. I mean, the precedent here is a general meeting of the Green Party. So the precedent here, of course, is what happened when Rod Donald passed away, which is that Russell Norman was then appointed at the following annual general
So
meeting.
you'll go into the election as a sole leader?
I will.
As recently as yesterday and last night and this morning, Metiria, you said you would stay on, you weren't considering resigning.
That's right.
What has changed?
I made a decision, actually, travelling between meetings in Wellington today, that the right thing to do for my family and for the party was to step aside. These are just decisions that you have to make, and you have to consider all of the consequences of choosing to stay and choosing to go. I think this is the best
The
one.
conversation you're trying to have then about the welfare system and your whole reason you've said now for weeks about why you did it, and is that all out the window?
No, not at all. I will remain as the candidate for the Te Tai Tonga electorate in order to continue to campaign and work for those people who have put their faith and trust in me on this issue. Since I went public with my story, there have been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who have come out in support. They've wanted me to stay on, and I have done that for as long as I could. But the personal scrutiny is just becoming unbearable for the family. So I want to honour every single person who has stood with me over the last 4 weeks, and I will do that by continuing to raise issues of poverty that they suffer every day.
Was there a particular thing that triggered it? Was there a particular media inquiry?
Actually, no, it's just, no. I was travelling in a taxi between meetings, and I just thought, this is what is the best thing for me and my family and for my party. And I know that will sound odd to people, but it is actually,
and I've put questions to you about whether.
But I made the decision. That's right, and I've answered those questions. But before I received those questions, I just thought it was what is the best thing to do for my family, for my party. This is the decision that I came to.
Were you concerned that more was going to come out in terms of that scrutiny about your living circumstances?
No, I don't. But the problem is the scrutiny itself becomes a huge burden for my family, and I can't continue to justify that. I don't think it's necessary for the political questions that are being asked, but nonetheless they are suffering from that scrutiny, and I've got a responsibility
So
to
can
do
you
that.
say definitively then that there was no further wrongdoing in terms of
there was no further
when you were
wrongdoing.
receiving the benefit or any of your family arrangements?
No,
this
there was no.
purely about the scrutiny of your family?
Absolutely, it was about the scrutiny of the family. Yeah.
What specifically has bothered you about the scrutiny? Can you describe what
Well, it's just, I mean, one of the questions that's been asked is whether or not my daughter lived with me at all. I mean, this is the kind of, which sounds trivial perhaps, but this goes to the heart of the nature of my family and how we have lived and worked now together to support each other as best we can. So I just don't think anymore that they should be subject to those kinds of questions. And it's not just me that's being subject to those kinds of questions.
So is the party down near the threshold now in terms of polling
Not as far
support?
as, not according to any information I have, Audrey. No, it is not.
James, do you think this is the right decision, and have you been asking her to resign?
No, I didn't ask Metiria to resign, and I've supported all of the decisions that she has made on this campaign, including this one.
So do you think it's the right move right now for Metiria to be made?
I do, and I've been very close to Metiria over several years, but over the course of the last few weeks, I've seen the pressure that she is under, but more than that, the pressure that her family has come under. That has gone further than I anticipated that it would, and so I think that she is doing the right thing by her family, and that's the most important thing.
So what do you believe this will do for the Greens vote?
Were you also concerned, as the other co-leader, this would damage the party, especially so close to the election? Was that a concern of yours? The coverage, what was happening?
I mean, we said weeks ago that we knew that this was a risk to Metiria personally, and we were taking a risk with the campaign, but that we felt that risk was worth it.
But have you got to a point where that risk has outweighed?
I have got to that. I've got to that point, which is why I have made the decision. I was not asked to stand down. There's been no cause for it today. The party executive moved a motion of confidence in me last night. So it is not about others. It's about me deciding that in the best interest of the party and my family, this is the right thing for me to do.
But while supporting Metiria, were you concerned about the party's fortunes thus far out from a general election?
Look, campaigns and political parties have rough patches all the time. We've actually had periods much closer to the election, and come through those to end up in the highest spot that we've ever been. So in that sense, I know you say it's only 6 weeks, but it is still fully 6 weeks until the election. This really was about the pressure that Met and her family have been placed under, and I support her decision. So I'll take one more question.
Surely you expect a backlash. Surely you expect a backlash from the
Can we just get Joe hasn't asked it. Joe
Sorry.
hasn't asked a question yet.
You've lost your career out of this Metiria. Do you actually think it was worth it?
Yes, I know. Yes. I do actually. We are still talking about poverty and what life is like for beneficiaries a month after I made the announcement and the policy. It is now a major issue in this campaign. People are seeing the stories of what it's really like. This is what I dedicated my professional career to. And to that extent, I've achieved at least part of it. The next step is for me to continue to build that momentum, so that we can change the government and fix it. That's my whole reason for being in this work. And I still can achieve that. I just can't do it if I'm the co-leader of the Green Party.
Okay, I'm just going to say one more thing and then we have to go. So our top 3 priorities in this campaign are to make New Zealand a world leader in the fight against climate change, to clean up all of our rivers, and to end poverty in New Zealand, right? Those are 3 unalterable commitments that we are making in this campaign. And if we are in government after September, those 3 things will be at the top of the political agenda in New Zealand, right? That is what we are fighting for. That's what Metiria has fought for, and that is what we will continue to fight for. Thank you very much for coming along. We need to head off. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.